Hello, welcome back to another video. Thank you for taking the time to click on the video. So, something a little different today. I'm out in the woodland, as you can see, and I thought for anyone that's new to wild camping in a woodland, I'm going to show you a couple of natural fire lighting resources you can find in a woodland that most people, especially here in the UK, have around them. So that's what we're going to look at today. A couple of natural tinders that you can find in the woodland to get your fire going, and how to start your fire with them natural tinders. So let's go and find the first natural tinder. What we'll do is we'll find the tinders, and then I will show you how to prep them and how to use them to start a fire. So let's go. So one of our first resources we have come to is this downed birch tree. Now, sometimes the bark will just peel off like this, but on most occasions you can just take your knife and just score like that, and you should be able to peel it off like that. Sometimes it will come off in little strips like that, and other times you'll get lucky and it'll come off in bigger strips like that. And then that can go into your fire tinder pouch, or for use for another day, or if it's a wet day you can put this in your pocket and it will naturally dry out from your body heat. So that's the first one, birch bark. Moving on to our second resource now for fire lighting, and this is one quite a few people struggle with, and it's fatwood. It's finding fatwood. A lot of questions I see are, how do I find fatwood? How are people finding fatwood? And to be honest, if you know where to look, it's not hard, and it's very, very simple. As you can see next to me, all I've got is a rotten piece of downed pine. Obviously this was a complete tree at one point. You can probably see it going off behind me a bit towards the back there. Now, with how this is so rotten, this fell down a long time ago, but what you'll find is where the limbs stick out won't be rotten, and this is where you find fatwood. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the camera in a bit closer. We're going to saw off a couple of these limbs on this downed pine. It's a bit of rotten down pine. As you can see, it's really rotten. And we will have a look and see how good the fatwood is in this old rotten pine tree. Okay, so I've got my trusty backhoe Laplander. So we're just going to cut off a couple of these old limbs, and we're going to see, now as you can see that bit's rotten, but this bit, I'm pulling on it, it's solid. So what ideally you want to do is cut as close to this knuckle as you can. And there we go. I'm not sure how well you're going to see it on camera, if it'll focus. Come on. If it'll focus, let me get it focused in for you guys. There we go. Okay, so can you see, as I said, I'm not sure how well it's picking up on camera, but can you see there's a dark resin in there, and you can smell it as well, and that is fatwood. Let's cut off another couple of these branches like this one here, and we'll see what else we can get. And there we go, another prime example, more fatwood. as you can see, there's like a reddish dark tinge in that, and that you can process down, and I will show you how to process that down a bit in the video, a bit later on in the video. So yeah, there's a couple of bits of fat wood we got there, another natural fire tinder. So here in front of us we have the birch bark we got earlier, and we've got the fat wood we sourced earlier. We've got our knife, it's important for the fat wood and the birch bark, and we also have a ferrocerium rod. So now I think what we'll do is we will start with the birch bark. I'll show you how to process this and get this lit so you can start a fire. Okay, so here we have our birch bark we collected earlier. I've broken some bits off, and then all you want to do is you want to get your knife and you want to start scraping whilst holding it tight. You just want to start scraping that up. Until you get a nice little pile. Like that. The bigger you make your pile, the longer it will burn for. So there we go, we've got our little pile there. Now I have got another knife here which I'm going to use with the ferrocerium rod because I need to sharpen up the spine on the back of my main knife. So we've got all this stuff here ready to go. There we go, it's lit. Then you start feeding it. And keep it burning. Just like so. And there you go. As you can see, it burns very quickly, birch bark. But there you go, that's how you start a fire. Prep and start a fire. Get your fire going with birch bark. Ooh. Oh, it's smoky. With a ferrocerium rod, of course. Some people carry lighters. If it's dry enough, you can just start it with a lighter if you want. But there we go. That's how you do it with birch bark. As simple as that. I mean, when you've scraped it and you're starting with the ferro rod and it doesn't go first time, don't get discouraged. It doesn't always go first time. As you can see with mine, it didn't go first time, it took a couple of strikes. Now, moving on to the fat wood that we got earlier. What you want to do is get your knife and just get rid of the bark on the outside. Like so. Because obviously you don't want wet bark. And there you can see, I hope you can see it, you see the different colour. That is the resin from the pine tree in there. So you can either just shave off small bits like this, or You can scrape it with the back of your knife. Like that. Or you can do both, you know, it's completely up to you. This is ideal, this will light in wet conditions. So you just scrape it like that. And there we go. And now all we need to do is light it. So as I said, I've got my smaller knife here. We're just gonna, there we go. And then you can start putting all your bits of kindling on, your dry branches and what have you, on top of that, and start getting your fire going. Fat wood, very simple, it's very easy, and easy to find if you know where to look. Okay, well that wraps up another video. Hopefully it's helped some of you guys out in locating a couple of natural tinder resources that we have here in the UK. Obviously there's pine and birch in other parts of the world. But hopefully it will help some of you guys out along the way on how to start a fire just using some natural resources and a ferro rod. So as always, thank you for watching. Thank you for taking the time to click on the video. You know, thanks to all the new subscribers, all the old subscribers. I appreciate you all and I appreciate your support. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you guys. See you again soon.